Hi, it's Claire Kumar, productivity coach, coming to you from Toronto, Canada. It's the end of the first week of January, Friday, almost 5 o'clock here. And I was actually just trying to flip the camera to show you the last view of out my window. I'm sitting looking at Lake Ontario, working out of my living room right now. And the lake was magical this morning. If you check my Instagram feed, which is at Claire Kumar, you'll see a beautiful sunrise coming through all of the vapor sort of frozen hanging over the lake. For most of the day, it sort of moved back and forth and was quite mesmerizing, but now it seems to have cleared. That must mean it's warming up. It's no longer, I think, minus 20. At least I'm hoping not. Anyway, it's been a wonderful place to sit and work for the day. And I just thought I'd share some thoughts coming to the end of week one of 2018. And curious to know how things landed for you this week. At the beginning of the year, it's a time where we are thinking about all the possibilities and things we'd like to accomplish, maybe making some changes in our lives. And it can be very exciting. And there can be also moments where it feels really daunting. And I've experienced some of that. And I wonder if you have too. What made it feel a little bit more, or a little bit less daunting, I should say, the more clarity I was able to achieve around the things that I want to do, and also figuring out some timing, or when can I spend time on these things, and what does that look like. The more clarity and specificity around that, the more I felt confident that I could achieve things. Now let's see what happens, and less daunting it felt. So I'm curious to know what might work for you, and if those suggestions might be helpful. But I really actually wanted to also talk about the concept of less is more. I've been invited to speak to a wonderful group of women at the very end of the month on this topic. They actually have the whole month theme for their agenda is less is more. It's an organization called Crown and Bliss. And they reached out to me to give a presentation all around the things that we hang on to that are taking up space, time, and energy for us that might no longer be serving us, and what to do about it. And it's really timely. I had two media interviews this week as well. You can probably catch one tomorrow on 105.9, 9 a.m. in the morning, I think tomorrow, and Sunday at 5. And Global Online likely will have a quote coming up in the next few days, I'm thinking, because online should be pretty fast turnaround. And it's going to be on this topic of how do we let go of things that are taking up our time and energy and space potentially as well. And so I thought I'd just open up that conversation. Some of us, I'll give you an example. Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, for example, two gentlemen that do this very successfully, minimizing their wardrobe to reduce choices. Even Barack Obama did it in terms of the suits that he wore and the tie choices. Everything was very limited to a few options, and it made the process of getting dressed very simple. So we've all heard about capsule wardrobes. It's not been my thing because I look at clothing as an area of expression and like to have fun with it. But one way that I look at less as more is in the way I treat food. I tend to make a simple breakfast, often the same thing several times a week, so that I don't have to rethink breakfast, and I can just go exercise and then come have something that I've already prepared, and then get on into what I want to do, which is usually create something or work with people. And so there are different ways to simplify in life. And if life is feeling complex, overwhelming, then there may be areas of life that would serve you to simplify. And I'm curious about what those would be, whether it's wardrobe, food, papers that you're holding on to, books that you think you want to read, whatever it is that's sort of not serving you well in terms of the time, energy, or space that you have to invest to hold on to it. Perhaps there's an opportunity there to do less. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments. I will post this on Facebook, and also it'll be up on YouTube on my channel there. So love to hear from you. And I will revisit this probably on Facebook Live as well. I just tried to record two, and for some reason they cut off and said they did not post after about 2 or 3 minutes of chatting. So rather than trying that again, I came back to YouTube, and I think I'll probably end up bouncing between the two. It seems what technology will support. So look forward to hearing from you on the topic of less is more, and also how you were feeling in January week 1. Okay, have a great weekend, everyone. Talk to you soon.